Hi, in this first video I will show you how to make a GitLab job. A job is just the script that runs on every single commit. So you can see here I'm on GitLab. I've created a new almost empty repository and I have cloned it here on my machine. So the only thing you need to configure the GitLab CI/CD is a file called .gitlab/ci.yaml. So everything is configured with YAML. And this file for now is going to be very simple. But first, we're going to make a very small Python test file. So if you don't know Python, it doesn't matter, but you can probably guess what unit test is. So I'm going to call it test add. Import, I'm going to import pytest, which is a unit testing library. And then I'm just going to make a little function add who's gonna return the sum of two stuff, and then I'm gonna create a test. That's how we create a test, and I'm gonna assert that add 1, 2 is equal to 3, and I'm gonna make a test that's important that will fail. Up, and this test should fail. So now if I do pytest on this, you can see that I have an error, and my command my command returned an exit code that is non-zero. So now back to the CI/CD, and now we want to run this unit test on every single commit. So what we will do is first declare the stages. Don't worry too much about that, but for example, for now we only have one stage called test, and here all the other keywords are going to be jobs. So if I do test, the name of the job will be test, and then we are going to say in which stage it is. It is in the test stage. Then we have to specify a Docker image in which it will run. So in our case, it will be Python, let's say a tree, and let's make it Alpine Linux so that it's fast to download. But yeah, that's just any Docker image that you can find on Docker Hub. You can also connect your custom Docker repository if you want, but that's a bit more advanced. And so here the interesting part, so that's where you can run the script. So that's just a shell script that will be executed in the Docker image, and GitLab CI CD will automatically put all the files of your repository inside of the container, of course. And so, for example, here I want to first install pytest, the library I'm using to do the unit testing. Then I want to do pytests on my file called testadd.py. And now I'm just gonna add the GitLab CI file, add my test.py, and I'm just gonna git commit message basic test job, like so, and I'm gonna push to origin master. So yeah, it shouldn't take a while. And here, if we refresh the page, we can see that we have this, our change were pushed, but here you can see there is a little logo. It means that the pipeline is currently running. And if you click on that, we can see that here is our pipeline, here is our test job, our test stage. And if you click here, that's the test job, which is currently running. You can see that, well, it failed now, it finished running, but so you can see the log of the job. So you can see that it pulled the Docker image Python 3 Alpine. You can see that it cloned your repository in that Docker container. And here you can see that it installed pytest and then run the test file like I just did on my machine, but this will execute every time you push the commit. And so now you can see that, for example, you have a big red failed in your commit logs, and that's useful because now you can see which commit is kind of rotten, and so now we know that this commit is bad, but if we fix the test by just removing this one, and we add this, and we git commit message fix test. So we did a fix commit, and same thing, we push it, And here, so yeah, here is our fixed test commit. And now you can see that it also triggered the job, same job. But now since the command that is executed will return a status code that is 0, the job will be marked as succeeded. And you can see you have a little green check mark. So yeah, that's basically how you can run a very basic job on your repository. In the next video, I will show you how you can have more than one job, more than one stages. I will explain what stages are and stuff like that, just to make it a bit more complex and make it look like a bit more like a real life pipeline. Anyway, see you then.